Okay, so welcome to the Spirit of the Soul. I'm so excited. I am stoked to bring you all things astrology, crystal healing, angels. That's what the Spirit of the Soul is all about. And in this session, we are going to be talking all about the new moon in Gemini and the summer solstice. So the new moon kicks us off on June 18th, and then the summer solstice starts on the first day of Cancer, which is June 21st. And we're going to first talk about the new moon because I feel like that is so important because that's what's coming up the quickest. And then we'll step into the summer solstice after that. So with the new moon in Gemini, it represents a cycle of opportunities to commit to personal goals in the energy of a Gemini. All right. And since I'm really diving into the signs and learning even more about them, you're going to see me looking at my notes. So just bear with me. I'm going to get better and better and better at it because I've learned from my really good friend that a lot of astrology that we believe is from our personal experiences with people instead of like the depth of the sign and what those characteristics are of that sign when they're in their full fruition and in their growth and in their soul journey, right? So a lot of times we just make up our own opinion of what that sign brings to the table, but that may not be what the actual characteristics are of that sign because that person may not have stepped into their sign's power. So one of the first bit of advice I want to give you as it pertains to astrology is to first dig into your own sign and look at the characteristics and the places that maybe your pitfalls and weaknesses and also your strengths, right? Where your pitfalls and weaknesses are, look at those and see where you want to grow, and where your strengths and your power lies, look at how you want to supercharge those, or maybe how you could rearrange so that your power and your strength is where you're presenting, and then those weaknesses and the places to grow is where you're actually working. Because I think that a lot of times with humans, our default mode is our weaknesses, right? In those places that are holding us back. Okay. So with the new moon in Gemini, it's really a charming and a creative one. And if you've met a Gemini before, they're usually very charismatic. They're very charming. They're usually very creative people as well. And so this energy is begging you to lean into your curiosity, especially if you are Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, right? It's just what you need to kick off this summer, and it gets you in that really good, fun, flirty, frisky energy, right? And if you've been feeling that, that's what is really coming through from the Gemini energy. It's really a great time of year too, because it's when the astrological signs line up with our need to socialize, converse, and connect with friends, old and new alike. So with Gemini being the sign of the twins, there's always that dual nature to the sign, right? So you want to keep that in mind here. And it's certainly how the new moon in Gemini is also going to be manifesting for us this month. This is because the sky aligns and gives us the double opportunity, right? To look in deeper, to change those things that we want to change, to grow in the areas where we want to grow, while also stepping into the power of who we are and celebrating that as well. All right. So with that also being said, it's time to improve our communications and those communication skills by listening to others and enjoying other people's point of view, right? Rather than doggedly seeking out to find your own elusive answers or just holding on to your own belief systems, be more open and more welcome to what other people's points of view are and the things that they're doing their best to teach you and show you. So this is a great opportunity for me to share a story of my own where I was in a situation where my friend had messaged me about something that was going on with her and, something that was really frustrating. And this had been the second or third time that I had heard about this. And so for me, and I'm going to do a whole podcast episode on this, but for me, if you come to me and you are in a state of frustration or there's a challenge or something that you're dealing with, I'm the type of person that's very solution driven and I'm going to get you to that solution, right? So if you just want to vent and bitch for the sake of bitching, I'm not the type of person to come to. I do not have any space in my life, my energy field and who I am to be a dumping zone for you. I don't want to be a dumping zone for anybody. All that does is plummet energy and brings everyone to a really shitty level. So I don't want any of that around me. And so I do a very good job of teaching the people in my life that you come to me when you want a solution, right? When you want to get somewhere, when you really want to find that path that you're going to take or move through wherever you're feeling stuck, or to shift to the next level version of you. And if you don't want that, then you don't come to me. I'm not a person you come to for the sake of venting. Well, it just so happened that the first couple times this person brought this up, I really wasn't in like this mind frame, I guess, or this state of giving advice and helping and getting solution driven. So it kind of created this energy where they again did it, and I still wasn't in that space, and the third time did it, and then I was in the space of like, listen, right? And maybe this is my evolution and growing, I'm not really quite sure, but the point is that this was the time that I offered advice and said something, and instead of it being received, because again, you've already vented about this 2 other times now and done nothing about it, mind you, it was like a really powerful statement that was said. But in me, it's a misapplied statement, and it's actually completely wrong in my professional opinion, right? And the statement was, every moment in life is not a teaching point, or every moment is not a teaching point. And I call complete bullshit. Every single fucking moment of life is a teaching point. So if you have that attitude and you have that energy and you're going through life thinking that every moment is not a teaching point, how the fuck do you grow? You can't say that only the most impactful ones, or the only ones that you pick and choose, are a teaching moment or a growth moment for you if you're on the opposite side, right? So either you are the one teaching or you're the one being taught. So every moment is an opportunity for you to learn and grow, or every moment is the opportunity for you to share your knowledge to help somebody else learn and grow. That's my opinion. That's how I see things. And that's how I live. It's who the fuck I am, right? So there is no changing that. And in the podcast episode I'm going to do, we're going to really dive deep into that, because what do you do when somebody says, every moment isn't a teaching moment, when that's who you are and that's the core of your being, and you're faced at that moment with the choice to edit yourself and shrink down so that person feels comfortable, or so that they can dump on you, or so that they can continue doing whatever they were doing that you were doing your best to help with and they didn't like. Or you stand on your own 2 feet and say, listen, this is who I am. This is how I show up. This is what I do. This is my belief system. And you're going to have to get behind that, because that isn't going to change. Or not. And then we're just not going to be that close of friends. I mean, those are always the opportunity for everybody in my life and your life alike, right? We either get behind who people actually fucking are and love them through that and accept them through that, or we bow the fuck out. Like, there's no staying around and then making them change themselves for you so that you feel comfortable. Because most times when you are making people change themselves for you, right, you're asking them to become smaller so that you feel the same size. Right? I want you to feel that, right? So this is a prime opportunity for you to, like I said, improve your communication skills and be open to other people's point of view and enjoying that. And remembering what I said here about venting, there's no point in that. Despite what people believe to be true, there's nothing that happens with that. You get it off your chest now, and then you do nothing about it, and something happens and it triggers it again, and then you're back to venting again. What the fuck is the point? If you take the action, it doesn't become cyclic. If you don't take the action, then all you're doing is being lazy and not doing what needs to be done for the shift, and expecting everyone around you to be in the shit that you're in. No, thank you, right? This is a really good cycle with the new moon in Gemini to reevaluate your own communication and social skills by questioning yourself and asking yourself how much information you're actually really taking in that people give you when you're communicating, and then how effectively you're communicating to other people. Are you doing it in a friendly way? Are you doing it in a non-threatening manner? And for me, I think this is a really big lesson, because I am a very intense human. I'm an extremely passionate person, right? My energy comes out like that, whether I'm excited or pissed off, or I'm teaching or I'm learning, right? I'm that all the time, everywhere, in every ounce of who I am. So this gives me the opportunity to just assess my own communication styles and ask myself if I'm coming off in a threatening manner when I'm not meaning to, or what does that look like? Or am I happy with what's going on? And there's maybe another area where I can open up, right? With this really potent Gemini energy, we have a chance to make important changes in our life. We have a chance to make important changes with ourselves and how we receive communication, how we give communication, for our goals that we're going to make, and expressing those goals with this positive energy. It's huge, huge, huge opportunity. All right. But something that you really need to know, and that I think is really important here, is that this moon lunation forms a square to Neptune. And I'm still working on squares and trines and all of those sorts of things and what they all mean. But the thing that I want you to hear is that there could be some disillusionments that are likely to happen before you take on a new path. So something that might come up and maybe it doesn't make a lot of sense, or you thought it meant one thing, but it really means another, before it becomes clear and you're ready to take that path. So keep that in mind in this new moon energy. And also know that the new moon energy usually lasts a couple weeks until we step into the full moon, right? Until we get into the full moon energy. And then when we get there, then whatever we were cultivating in the new moon shows up into fruition, usually around the full moon energy time, right? The other thing about this whole disillusionment before the new path is that you can be wrestling with perceptions and expectations, right? So what I have already started to notice as, the energy of the universe starts to shift is that what you perceive and what you expect, if you're not really paying attention, is tainting what the truth is, what's real, right? So you need to be very mindful that it's not you getting in the way of how you're perceiving things, and then your expectations that are showing up that is actually what is causing that disillusionment, maybe some disconnection, and also some breakdown in communication. So with the energy of this new moon and Gemini energy, it's going to be extremely important that you are mindful of that, because as we move forward, you also might notice that it's hard to see your direction. And then you've also got some discomfort going on with your past, and that may be illuminating there. And then it might feel like things are moving slow, but also becoming very real. And in all of this energy of the discomfort and then things becoming real, it's also, if you embrace it, it's motivating new beginnings, right? And so the one thing about Gemini energy is Geminis are really, really, really excited to start new things, right? And they really get into that, and they really realize, and they have that whole realization that it's time to go and it's time to move. And then they step and then they back up, right? So allow the things to become real. Allow yourself to see what needs to happen. Allow yourself to sit in the discomfort, and also keep fucking moving forward. All right. So also, just so you know, this new moon is mostly affecting the mutable signs that are 23 to 30 degrees of, let me rephrase. They are affecting people born with personal planets and points at approximately 23 to 30 degrees of the mutable signs. Oh my God, I can't even talk. So with that being said, that's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. I'm still working on degrees, planets, and all that sort of thing. So if that doesn't make any sense to you, just know if you're Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, you're probably going to feel more of the effects of this. And then if you're 0 to 1 degrees of the cardinal signs, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, you're going to also feel that most significantly. And you're going to also want to be looking for these signs in your sun, moon, and rising, especially your rising sign, right? So in the summary of the new moon in Gemini, commit to these new personal goals, improve your communication skills, dive into how you process information and how you share information. Also, what important changes do you want to make in your life? And remember that the new moon is all about manifesting. So it's a great time for new beginnings in the energy of Gemini, with new beginnings and creativity and the flirtatious and the excitement energy going on. And then you've got the summer coming, and it's just all those things. It's like great energy and powerful energy for all of the good, right? Also, being mindful of what you perceive and expect and what you put on others. There could be some disruptions over the next couple of weeks as well. So that's everything that I have for you in the new moon in Gemini. I gave you some of my own perspectives there because I think it's really important for me specifically, to share with you in what I do with soul healing and life coaching to apply to the planets and astrology and everything going on there as well. So with that, we are going to now transition into the summer solstice. And I'm really just starting to dive into the solstice and the equinox and all those sorts of things and how they impact us and the energy that happens around them. So we're going to be learning this together. I decided when I shifted my business to really focusing on video and audio and, showing up in all these areas, because video is just my jam and something I absolutely love, was that because I love astrology, crystal healing, angels as well, is that I wanted that to be a big part of what I do. So the spirit of the soul is going to be me sharing the knowledge I already have in those areas, while also developing the knowledge while I'm sharing it with you. So I hope you love it. I hope you'll share in the comments, your takeaways and what really connected with you. I'd love to read them. So definitely do that. So this year, the summer solstice starts things off on an intense note, all right? Because you will have the moon in Leo, which is opposite Pluto on the day that summer starts, which is June 21st. Now, this transit could bring some unresolved issues or intense feelings to the surface. So I'm going to pause right now there. Around June 21st, you might see some unresolved issues coming back up and some intense feelings. I would highly recommend that you remember that we had this conversation, that you remember that I shared this with you. Not because I want you to avoid them or they're not important or anything like that, but because when you realize that there's astrology stuff going on and planetary stuff going on that's really impacting your emotions, it can really help you operate at a more peace, love, and protection energy and level with the person and people around you. Okay, so just remember that I said that. This is also a chance to reflect on where you have felt powerless in your life lately and encourage you to embrace a new path forward. So you've got the Gemini energy, you've got the new moon in Gemini energy, you've got the new moon being about new beginnings and manifestation and new things happening, going right into the summer solstice that says, hey, this is also a chance for you to embrace a new path forward and for you to release the areas that you have felt powerless or that you have felt disconnected from in your life lately. So this next chapter will usher you in a very transformative way into new beginnings and endings. So be mindful that there could be breakups, people quitting their jobs, deciding to leave their cities, and more coming up. All right. So just be mindful of that, because where there's beginnings, things are ending. Now, also at this time, you've got Venus in Leo, which will also join the party and add a much needed dose of self-love into the air. So embrace that, connect to that. If it's going to bring a dose of self-love into the air, what can you be doing to supercharge that self-love energy? This is your chance to stand your ground and choose yourself. My baseline personality is standing my ground and choosing myself, because I learned that over these last 17 years that I have been doing personal development for myself and really going on my own soul journey. But I will say that if you find that you let people walk all over you and you tend to put other people first, like this energy of the universe is saying, hey, now is your time to step into that and step into that power. The summer solstice leaves us at a crossroads of deciding to either stick to what's familiar, even if it's not truly fulfilling our desires, or to take a calculated leap of faith that promises a much more abundant foundation. Life is always about that. Life is always about taking a leap of faith or playing it safe. But now with the planetary energies, everything that's going on, if you choose to play it safe and stay in the familiar, this is like that moment where you're going to feel like you missed out. This is that moment where you're going to feel like, I wish I would have. So when you're stepping into this energy of new beginnings and creating something you want and developing your communication and all of these different areas. Now is the time to step out in faith and, choose something that is powerful for yourself and that's so much more abundant. Or it's going to be that, look back and saying, I wish I would have. Now, some zodiac signs are going to feel the energy of this solstice more directly. And it's looking like it will be a truly transformational moment for everyone, though. So some of us are going to feel it more strongly than others. It just depends on what's going on in your chart and the alignment to it all. But just know this is what this summer solstice is bringing for you. And you should always, always, always be working with the energy. And while we're on this topic, there's always going to be the positives and the negatives of the sides of it. So it's look at the positive and supercharge those with your, your zodiac and your astrology sides and all of the different things in your birth chart. And then the weaknesses that energy is bringing, look at that and be mindful of it so that those things don't derail you and those things don't bring you down or bring you to your knees, right? It's so, so, so important that you utilize this as a way to be better in those times where you normally wouldn't have noticed. And then, you fly off the handle, or you are, stubbornly communicating in only your own style and not really being there and open to other people or whatever it is. So next, I want to transition into going into how this summer solstice is going to affect each of the 12 signs. So you can listen for your sign and then just see, how is it going to impact you? And I would always say that when you're listening to how it impacts signs, most people who are just beginning with astrology, I was the same way, really focused on the sun sign. But it really is important because you show up in life in your rising. So your outward personality is your rising sign. Your sun sign is more like your baseline characteristics. And then your moon sign is how you handle things emotionally. So your rising is outward. Your moon is your emotions. And then your sun is your baseline characteristics of who you are, right? So Aries, March 20th to April 19th, depending on which chart you look at for astrology. You're doing things differently this summer. So most charts that I look at, it goes to April 21st, just putting it out there. So for Aries, you're doing things differently this summer. The solstice is bringing refreshing new energy to your life as you reconsider your current path. Don't let fear of the unknown keep you from making your move. Venus and Leo will give you a much needed boost of confidence and embolden you to take a risk. New beginnings are on the horizon for you, but not without a dramatic entrance. All of your dreams and desires come at the expense of finally letting go of what has been preventing you from growth and weighing you down. So if you don't let it go, you're not going to see the benefit of that, Aries. Okay. Taurus. This summer is starting off on a high note for you. Woot, woot. Everything is falling into place for you, and the next year is bringing abundance and blessings to your life. Jupiter in Taurus will allow you to solidify your plans and benefit from your hard work. And the summer solstice is your chance to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. This is a full circle moment for you, Taurus, just ahead of wrapping up the eclipse season. The summer solstice is the celebration of having come out of this transit with a crystal clear vision of what the future holds. I love that. Even though I'm Taurus sun, I love that. Yay, that makes me so happy. All right, Geminis. The summer solstice is urging you to embrace creativity and whimsy, or being more whimsical. Venus and Leo will add a spark of curiosity to your social life and invite you to make new connections. It's time to be more intentional about where you focus your time or your attention and your energy. And this month is an important chance to get back in touch with yourself and figure out where you feel the most aligned. You're tired of playing the same old inauthentic role in your life out of habit. This summer solstice will push you to outgrow old habits and find something that fits better. Woo! Cancer. I love that the summer solstice is on the first day of Cancer. And I'm really learning how fucking phenomenal Cancer humans are. All right, I digress. Ready for the moment in the spotlight, Cancer? The summer solstice marks the start of your season. And this year, there's plenty of positive energy in the air. With the sun moving into Cancer during the solstice, you're going to find it easier for you to express your desires and ask for what you want. Take the leap. The universe has your back. Oh my gosh, highlight that. Take the leap. The universe has your back. This summer solstice is all about setting the stage for you, Cancer, to have your main character moment. and inviting in major and transcendental changes of fate. There's an ask and you shall receive relationship between you and the stars this year. Ah, that's beautiful. Leo. This is an exciting time of the year when you'll have more energy than usual, Leo, and the summer solstice is pushing you to embrace your passions and desires. Venus will spend the month in your sign, adding a dash of charm to your aura. Now is the time to approach life with an abundance mindset. Whatever you desire in life, the summer solstice is your chance to manifest it. It's a time of celebration or self-celebration and spoiling for you. The summer solstice is providing you with the profound opportunity to alchemize your past pain into power of your dreams. I'm going to re-say that. To alchemize past pain into power to fuel your dreams. Virgo. Things are looking busy for you this summer. You've been working tirelessly towards a goal or a dream for the past few months, and now Jupiter has entered Taurus. It's time to get to work. The summer solstice is giving you plenty of time to plan your next move and carve out a path forward. It might get tiresome at times over the next few months, but all of your work will pay off by the time your season rolls around in September. Virgo might feel like they're facing challenges this summer, but it's for the sake of character development. Don't give up. Just do what you do best and adapt. All right. Libra, you have been stuck in the same routine for a while now. I'm Libra rising, so this is exciting for me. Whether out of obligation or lack of time, there hasn't been a lot of time for joy and pleasure in your life lately. Oh man, ain't that the truth? Luckily, all of that's changing this summer. The summer solstice is set to shake up your social circle and push you out of your comfort zone. Yay. Libra is having a summer of evolution with the nodes of fate moving into Aries and Libra just a few weeks into the season. This is a great time to embrace novelty and new experiences with open arms. Got it. Scorpio, expect the summer solstice to bring some major blessings to your life this year. The eclipses have been causing chaos in your life for the last 18 months. Oh my gosh, can we just pause here? If you're a Scorpio moon and then the eclipses have been causing chaos, I feel for you. Okay, I feel for you. Hubby Daniel, Scorpio moon, right? And it has been really chaotic for him. So let's keep reading. Hopefully it's getting better. Now things are looking brighter for you. Woot! The summer solstice is giving you the opportunity to slow down and reminisce on how much you've changed this year. This is a great opportunity for setting intentions and ushering in a new era. Scorpio is leaving a whole lot of chaos in the past to make room for an incoming abundance Jupiter in Taurus so desperately that it so desperately wants to give them. I need to say that again. Scorpio is leaving a whole lot of chaos in the past to make room for the incoming abundance Jupiter in Taurus so desperately wants to give them. Love it. Sagittarius, good news. If you've been waiting for a chance to manifest a brand new chapter in life, things will start to pick up this summer. Venus in Leo is coming in to brighten your summer, bringing financial blessings your way. Yay. And don't be surprised if a new and lucrative opportunity falls into your lap seemingly out of nowhere this summer. Pay attention to what your gut tells you. Everything you've been working towards this past summer has been accounted for, and the universe is ready to reward you with an entirely new trajectory in life. Yes. Capricorn, ready to reinvent yourself? This summer solstice is giving you a chance to expand your idea of what you can accomplish. It's time to leave behind the expectations other people have for you. Venus in Leo will bring a surge in confidence and clarity to your life, leading to exciting new opportunities. This summer is also a good time to focus on strengthening your existing relationships, including the ones you have with yourself. Capricorn is stepping into a glow up area, and the summer solstice is showing them that they're more ready and capable to handle whatever life throws at them. Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius moon. Okay. You are the main character this month. The summer solstice will have you feeling like a whole new person. Oh, yes. Yes. I love that. And Venus in Leo is asking you to shoot for the stars and show the world what you can do. Holla. This is a time when old fears are being put to rest and new dreams are being formed. Luck is on your side this summer. This past spring challenged your ability to pivot and adapt to major changes in your life. And this summer, every ounce of strength, patience, and sacrifice you've invested into yourself will be rewarded. Whew. Luckily. Pisces. How's your third eye feeling? This summer is your chance to swim in the spiritual waters of life and make some major transformations to the world around you. It's time to take a leap of faith and trust your intuition will carry you through. The summer solstice is your chance to let go of your limiting beliefs and move forward with conviction. Yes, yes, yes. Roll with the punches. Use this time to look inward and dream up your biggest desires. That way you can take action and assert yourself more confidently throughout this summer. All right. Yes, I probably should be able to like have all this shit memorized and do these, but I don't. So I hope you appreciate that I'm bringing this information to you and sharing this information with you. I'm pretty sure as the spirit of the soul goes along and evolves, well, I'm not pretty sure. I know that as the spirit of the soul goes along and evolves, I'm going to be able to bring you a lot more of my own intuition, a lot more of my soul healing tools and processes that I can inject or interject into the new moons and the full moons and the quarter moons and all the different phases, right, of the moons, and then what's going on with the planets and astrology and the solstice and the equinox, all those things I'm going to be able to start interjecting those things into. So I appreciate you taking the time, rephrase. I appreciate you giving me the space to grow along with while I bring this information to you. All right. So one thing that I want to do is, let me see. Let me grab another set of cards really quick. I want to pull a card for this live. Let's do it. I love angel card reading. If you don't know, I do them. Yes, indeedy. Let's see what the angels have for us this week. All right. So I'm pulling this card for the week and see what's what. I will always do my best to do the Spirit of the Soul sessions for you before the moons happen, before the solstices, all that happens, usually not on the day that it happens. But who knows how that'll all work out, but I will always do my best to do that for you, just so you know. All right. Let's see what the angels have for us for this week. Woo! Just made a mess there. Let's go. All right, here we go. Playfulness. Isn't that so fitting with the new moon in Gemini, right? Like fully step out, right? Step out and really just embrace the fun, the beauty that's all around you. Open your eyes, see what's going on, see what's right in front of you. The other thing that I see, because this is a card of the elves, I'm really hearing and feeling like children, right? Be more childlike, spend more time with your children, having that fun, tapping into that side of you that is that childlike energy and that connection for that playfulness to really come out. Because as adults, we just get so caught up in our life and everything that we've got going on and the mundaneness of everything that it can really ruin that playful side of us. So that is my hit from that card. And now we'll just go to the guidebook and see what the guidebook says for you. So the elves have invited you to dance with them under the stars and moonlight. The music begins and you twirl and leap with glee. Elves and fairies dance around you and the wild spirit of the night fills you. And all inhibitions dissolve and you giggle with delight as the spirit of playfulness embraces you. Allow your inner child to play. Funny. Embrace your innocence. If you have been taking life too seriously, this card reminds you to lighten up. All that is required of you is to enjoy yourself. If your responsibilities and hard work have clogged your life force energy, it's time to give yourself a break and have some fun. Nurture your spirit by doing something unexpected, madcap, or even silly. The greatest gift you can give the world is your joy, so make play a priority. Like fairies, elves are diminutive. Let me say that again. Elves are diminutive beings that live in the forest, meadow, and hollowed out tree trunks. There are Accounts of elves throughout history and in every country in the world. Many people attest to having seen them playing in the woods. In some traditions, they are thought to be gleeful tricksters with a reputation for pranks and mischief. Allow this joyous energy into your day now. The spirit of the elves says, embrace your innocence, let go of the heavy responsibilities. Give yourself a break, nurture your spirit by doing something fun. Joy is as important for sustaining yourself as the food you eat. Now, I don't know about you, but that message was hella for me, for sure, for sure. I think, like I said, we get so caught up in life and everything that we have going on and all of our responsibilities and all the expectations that are put on us and that we put on ourselves, that joyous playfulness, connectedness to ourselves just tends to dissipate over responsibility and what we think we need to be doing and how we need to be showing up. So reconnect to that playfulness and that childlike side of you. Embrace this new moon coming up and, evaluating your communication skills, how you receive communication, how you give communication. These new beginnings come up. Embrace the power of the summer solstice that is happening and the planetary shifts going on. All of these things can really benefit you if you really step into the energy of them, even if they can be bringing some heavy or harder energy. If you embrace the energy of them, you can work through that harder energy to come out shifted into the next level version of yourself. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me for this episode of The Spirit of the Soul. You can go to soulfirepodcast.com and we've got some great downloads for you. You can listen to past episodes of the podcast. There's just so much amazingness there. So again, that's soulfirepodcast.com. And I truly appreciate being able to be this vessel for you and bring this information to you, be the love, light, peace, power, and positivity that, comes into your world and shows up in your newsfeed. So with all of that, remember to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. It's always about progress, not perfection, and give yourself some grace. We'll see you next time.